Hi everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. In today's video, we're going to be making these little surprises. I'm not going to tell you right now what it is. These are the two that I made. And actually, these were offered to me by some of my viewers, so thank you very much, Sandra and Kelly. So this is what it looks like. There used to be a little frame in here that I have on my wall now in my bedroom, but these are like little frames, or like they could look like books. Where you can put something inside, like again she did a little frame, and here she did a little pocket here to put a note card. You can put anything you want. Actually, I thought it was really nice, and she did that in butterflies. Really cute in a rectangular shape. And somebody else offered me about the same one here, also in rectangular shape, but completely different, but the same kind of folded paper on the side, beautiful paper inside. And she put a box in here where there was some goodies. Now it's completely empty, but she decided to put a box. So here are two really nice ideas, and I thought that I would make a tutorial on this because it is so cute. It was really inspiring. So I did mine, and mine are going to be just slightly different, which means that I'm going to make them in a square shape. So actually, you can do them square or rectangle in any size you want. I'm going to give you a few measurements if you want to do them like this, but it will be as easy if you want to make them rectangular. So this is the first one I made that was done like just to practice. So it's not as nice as the other one, even though I think it's not bad at all. So I have put a big flower as a decoration on top, paper flower, that we're going to be doing. And when you open it, I decided to make it as a frame and put some die cuts inside here that looks really three-dimensional. So it's also folded paper. I had done less than what my other friends had done because I thought it was enough for what I wanted to do, but you can have as many folds as you wish. And of course, you can decorate these as you wish. So this was just my try, actually, which I think was good. It's not, I was inspired to do something not too much decorated, something really, I want to say lightweight because of the flower here. I'm not sure you'll be able to see it because it's really light color, but something like Zen, you know, the background is green, so just one or two flowers, a bit of greenery on the back, and that's it. And a very simple pocket here to put, again, a note card or maybe a gift card. You could put a gift card in here as well. I know Mother's Day is far away, but that could be a great idea for Mother's Day because it can stand open as well. And so easy to do. This is the other one I just made. That was for the French video. Usually I make my English video first, but today I did my French one first. And this one is again different just because I used a different kind of paper and I've put more flowers in here. It's just totally up to you when you want to put. Let me zoom in a little bit. So again, I did a little pocket here, but I decided to decorate it more so it would look nicer, and we'll do that together. I'll show you how. So again, you can put a little note in here. And more decorations, more flowers here. And I just used a bold color paper, something simple so I could decorate it more. And I didn't want to do something on the top because my background is very busy. I decided I was going to do a flower that was bold, just two colors. Otherwise, it's going to be too much. But again, I'm using these colors. Use whatever colors or theme. It could be a beach theme if you wanted to. These are die cuts. Some of them are also papers that I've cut with my dies or punches. And few flowers like this. They're acrylic flowers here and there. Let me show you this. How nice. And it is so dimensional. This is a really nice card to send to someone. So let's straight go to it. So you will need for this, so cardstock. I think it's really important to get a heavy cardstock for the base. For this part, not so much, even though I used heavy cardstock for this one, but I didn't for this one, and it works just as well. So cardstock, double-sided if you wish, Or you can do again like this one that was, the background was white and I just put another paper on top. This is quicker, okay? If you just use pattern paper like this and heavy cardstock, this is gonna be much quicker. And few embellishments of your choice for the inside. I'm gonna use hot glue and liquid glue as well. That's gonna be handy. And die cuts, decorations, ornaments, whatever you like to put on your card. I don't really know what this is called. If you have a name for this, just let me know. And I'm gonna give you measurements in inches and in centimeters. It's gonna be quite easy. So for this example, okay, again, a square example. Again, you could make it in any size. I've cut a paper that is 28 centimeters, which is 11 inches, 28 centimeters, 11 inches by 14 centimeters, which is 5 inches and a half, okay? 11 inches by 5.5 or 20 centimeters by 14, right? Okay, now we're not gonna do two score lines here. The first score line is gonna be at 13 centimeters and the second one is gonna be at 15 centimeters, or if you prefer, 13 centimeters from both sides. 13 centimeters from here, 13 centimeters. We're gonna have a score line that is gonna be spaced by 2 centimeters. In Imperial, it's gonna be, you're gonna score at 5 at 1/8 from this side, and from the other side, it's gonna be, of course, scored at 5 and 1/8. Okay, so I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna use this. I have a Stampin' Up. I love this one here. I'm not paid to talk about Stampin' Up. It's just like, this is a cutting board because you've got your blade here, but you also can use this. It's not a blade, it's a scoring tool. So it's a 2-in-1, really handy. I really appreciate that. Normally the scoring tool comes up, it's over this one, but for me, I thought it was that handy. I just change them and turn it around, and now I have my blade here and my scoring tool on the bottom. So I said the first scoring mark is going to be at 5 and 1/8. So it's going to be just there. Oops. Let me put my paper straight. 5 and 1/8. And I'm just going to turn it around. It's easier for me. I'm going to score it again at 5 and 1/8. Right. I should have done my scoring. I just thought about it. I should have done them on the other side, on the right side of my paper, but you know, okay, no big deal. And I'm scoring it. So that's the outside of my little, I don't know, frame card, maybe you could call it. And now we're gonna do the inside. This is already ready. We're gonna do the inside. So for the inside, you're gonna, for my example again, you're gonna need 4 pieces of paper that are identical because it's a square. If it was a rectangle, you would need 2 identical for the sides and 2 others a different size for the opposite side. Okay, I'm just showing you something very easy. Square is easy because you don't have to think about it. 4 identical pieces of paper, and I'm gonna give you the measurements right now. And we're gonna be scoring again. And you know what? This time I'm gonna use my score pal. So you're gonna need a piece of paper that is 4.5 by 4.5. It is a square as well, 4.5 by 4.5, which is in centimeters. I think it was a kind of 12 by 12. I forgot to give you that one. Yeah, a little 11.5 by 11.5, more or less. It's not, it's in inches. It's much better. Okay, so you're gonna score every 3/4 of an inch. You're gonna make a score line. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna score here. This is a very, very old. It's about 15 years old scoring board. So 1, 2, 3. Wait a little bit. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be here. So it's going to be 3/4 of an inch first. Then it's going to be 1.5 inches. Then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 2 1/4. Then it's going to be 3 inches. And last one is going to be 3 3/4. That is here. Okay, that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 score lines. Every 3/4 of an inch you need to mark a score line. And you're going to repeat this 4 times. Okay, so I'm just first going to erase all of this. All right, now we're going to fold it accordion-like. So one on the top, one on the bottom, and you're going to keep up doing this. All right. You don't have to really mark the scoring lines, so you'll have more thickness to it. If you score too much, it's going to flatten it out. So again, you need 4 identical, which I have here. And now what would be handy if you could have some, it could be clothespins, or you could use these little paper clips. It's going to be useful if you can have 4. It's going to help you hold the whole thing in place. And now we're going to put this together. And we're going to use liquid glue. I'm not going to use hot glue for this because you need wiggle time, wiggle room, and you need some time to place your paper the right way, okay? So let me come a little closer now. And you could do more folds if you wanted to. It's just me that I really don't need more. But however you want to make them, if you want to make 6 or 7, something is important. You see they finish here facing the same direction. You shouldn't have the last one, like one going this way and one going that way. When you finish it up, everything should come the same direction. Okay, they all face the same direction, whether it's this one or this one. That's important. Same number of folds, of course, is important too. And now what we're going to do, we're going to place our paper that way, one inside, one inside, one inside. We're going to press completely to make this as a square, and it's going to start forming our frame. So because of that, I'm going to use hot glue. I'm going to use liquid glue. And for the first one, I'm going to put it inside here. Not going to put it on top. If you put it on top, it's okay. Don't worry. You'll see that. What I'm going to make something, I'm going to try to make it really look nice. Okay, so a little bit inside here on each side. And since I started inside, I'm going to finish this one outside. You'll understand why in a second. So I have my glue inside, which means I need to start this one inside. So inside, you alternate your paper. You press down to really go up to as far as you can. Okay. If you have a very quick drying glue, you don't have to use paper clips or clothespins for that. I'm just going to use these. It's going to mark the paper, but don't worry because we're going to decorate it on top. And I decided to use this bold paper because it's going to be colored for the final project. I'm going to have, where is my final project? Oh my goodness. There it is. I've used double-sided paper. I mean, it's colored on double sides, so it's going to be colored here and it's going to be colored inside. If you use just one side, like printed paper, it's going to be white inside, but it doesn't matter. It's really nice too because it makes a nice frame. That's not important, you know, it's really up to you what you want to do. There's so many ways. You could use pattern paper for this too. And we're going to do the same thing over and over again until we stop it. So I'm going to do the whole thing with you. And I started here, which means I need this one now to come over. I just want something to look nice. So I'm going to go put glue because this part has glue on top. I'm going to put glue here on top. We're going to start the same way. Inside. And I started here, I'm gonna finish inside. I'm not gonna put glue outside. And now press. I think I just need a little bit more glue just for this one here. And press, press, press. There you go. It's straight, it makes a nice square. I'm gonna close this here. I'm gonna repeat this. So if you can see it, and you'll understand when you do it, this piece is kind of inside the two others. So I'm gonna put glue inside here so it looks kind of the same. It's not a big deal because you won't really be able to see this. If you have pattern paper, maybe, or like me, you're gonna put something on top. It's just like I like things to look as neat as possible. So I'm putting glue here and this one on the top. When you start inside, you finish outside. I think that's good. Don't go too far down. And I use tumble glue because I love this glue. It dries fairly quickly. And now I'm gonna start here. Put it straight in. Do the same thing here. Nope, I have to put it inside. I have to do it this way, sorry. And there you go. Press down very well when you finish it up. Okay. And let it sit a little bit for it to dry. I think this part is almost dry, actually. Yeah, I'm not going to touch it too much. You can put some weight on it. That's not a big deal. I'm going to cover this up. I'm doing so many things at a time. I think, did I put enough glue here? Yes, I think so. Okay, I'm going to put this aside, and now we're going to start doing our decoration on front. While this is drying, I'm just going to do the flower here. And I've already pre-cut my flower. And again, because I'm using the same paper, I'm going to use just two colors, bold colors, because otherwise it's going to be way too busy. I'm going to use my stylus, and this is a very thick foam. This is really handy when you do what we're going to do right now, which means, you know, putting in shape our flowers. If you don't have this type of material, what you can do is just, maybe you could do this on a very dry sponge, but I'm not so crazy about it because it's so easy to poke a hole and damage your paper. Otherwise, you can use craft foam, you know, 2 or 3 sheets, and it'll do the same trick. I'm gonna use the big ball of my stylus here, and I'm gonna start putting my flower in shape. And I will do in the future a video, a tutorial on how you can make different flowers using the exact same die. And there's probably even more ways to do it, but you'll see, just today you're gonna see 2 of them, and you'll tell me which one you prefer. So just take a look. This is exactly the same die. This flower is facing down, but this flower is facing up, and they look different, but they're exactly the same actually, just different position. I'm gonna go back with the flat one. So once I'm done this, I've done the petals first, I'm putting it upside down, and I'm doing this. All right, can you see this? First the petals, to curl the petals a little bit, and then you put it upside down and you do the inside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing on all my petals. I normally have 2 of each color. I'm going to do them all, and I'll be back to put my flower together. All right, so all my petals are done. Now for this example, I'm going to use hot glue for this. And I'm going to take these, I'm going to change layers, change color every layer to look it nice. And I'm just going to offset this. I know this is not new for a lot of you who are doing card making or scrapbooking for a long time, but there are always newbies coming in. So it's interesting for them to look at it too. Okay, this one as well. Another one here. You don't have to use all the petals. And again, this one here, offsetting it so you can see all the levels. I could have used more colors. Again, this is totally up to you. Oh, sorry, that was the phone. And actually, I'm just gonna leave, I think, this one out. Let me see with the color here. Should I leave it orange? Yeah, I think it's gonna be a bit brighter. So I'm gonna leave this one out, and I'm gonna use a flat pearl to put in the center. And just to ensure it to really stick very well, I'm going to put hot glue also. All right. And there. And I'm not going to stick it right now onto my card or at the front of my card because I'll have something to do first before doing this. So I'm going to put this aside. And now that this is ready, I'm going to be able to put this piece down and look at it. Look at the dimension. You see, it doesn't seem much like this, but it really has a lot of dimension inside and outside. And of course, again, if you would make more scores, you would have something much thicker. But honestly, I think it's going to be good. It's going to fit in here just perfectly, maybe even better on this side. There you go. So you have enough room to make something really dimensional. I'm going to try and take this away. All right. And I'm going to cover it up anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about this. I prefer, let me just pull this, play with this just a little bit. It's always better to do it first now. Yeah, I like it this way. And I'm going to put liquid glue on this because, oops, this one is, I didn't put enough glue on that part. But that's fine. And I'm going to put glue everywhere here. At the same time I'm working, I'm also looking at my camera to see if I'm can still see me. And I'm going to look, and sorry if I put my head in there, but I just want to make sure that I'm going to be at the right place, like centering it off from everywhere, not being too crooked. And I'm going to go and try to go straight to the edge there, straight to this part. I'm not going to glue this part here. I'm just going to leave it as is. I think it's nicer, but it's my own preference. If you want to glue it down, you can always glue it down here, but I don't think it is that useful. And now what I'm going to do, because I think it's too bold there, when I cut my paper to make these cards, I had some little leftover, and in my leftover I decided I would cut. I was not going to just throw it away. I was going to cut these little flowers in the same paper, that part of course, and come and do a nice decoration on all sides. And this is what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to do it this way. It's a bit long, but that's fine. I'm going to be able to cut it, and I'm going to go all around here my my box. So let me see. I'm going to cut it just right there. Should be good. And even that, I'm not going to throw it away. This little piece, I'm going to keep it for something different. And I'm going to put liquid glue, tiny bit, on all the little petals here. And I'm gonna frame my box. I didn't want to take the inside off. Some of the petals did go off, but it's not gonna be a big deal. And it really makes it look different. A little bit decoration like this is gonna make it look really nice. So I'm gonna stop it here for now. I'm gonna do this on all 4 sides, and I'll be back when this step is done. All right, done. Looks much nicer, doesn't it? I love this kind of project because honestly, when you're gonna make it, you'll see that it's not that complicated at all. It's really, really easy. Now I realize that I maybe upset it a little bit. It's a bit down. I can recut this a little bit if I really want to, because I can see that, but that's because of the camera. I'm not gonna really bother for this. This is a detail. So now that this is okay, it's not dry yet, but we're gonna start to do the inside decoration. So I thought I was maybe gonna stay with these colors. Maybe it's a bit too pinky. You can't really make any difference, but why not? I like this color actually. Let me see, what else do I have? Well, actually, I also have this one here. Today is a perfect day to be awesome. Or I have this one, Live Life in Full Bloom. They're all very light colors. I think, no, not this one. I think this one is not too bad. Not sure exactly. Or come back to this one. I don't know. You'll tell me which one you prefer. But actually, I think I'm going to use the first one. You know what? I'm going to come back to my first choice. But it's going too low, so I'm going to cut this piece here off a little bit. And I'm going to go, I want to make it go a little higher, so I'll have more space to decorate the bottom of it. I think it's going to be just nice like this. Okay, so, and actually the center comes off. I just noticed that if I wanted to. Hey, why not? I'm just going to need a 3-dimensional, or I'm going to use my, I'm going to use 3-dimensional for this. I didn't see that before. It's going to be even better. Let me do this. I need to take my time. I don't want to cut the bird off. Okay, I think it's good. Yep, and I'm going to need some dimensionals. So I've got some here. Perfect. Thought I hadn't. Changing my plans. Good. It's nice to go a little bit, you know, change plans like this. This foam is not too thick, but I think it's going to be enough. A little bit down here. I like to put a little bit of music in the background. If it annoys you, please tell me if you like with it or without, if it's not too loud. I'm going to cut this piece. And I'm going to cut it again because it's a bit too wide. And I don't want, even though it's going to be hard to see on the sides, I just want to, that one is going to be good enough. And one more piece in here. It's just like, I like working with music actually. And also it kind of filled the blanks when I'm not speaking. I know it's not often, I speak a lot, but it's me, right? I want to give you, I'm not talking about my life or anything, or, you know, sometimes I can talk about a few little things, but this channel is not about me. It's about crafting, and it's about giving you the more information I can to make you succeed I'm going to put it just right there. I'll manage with these itty bitty things later. You know, that's the parts that are attached to the paper. All right, it's already in 3D. I know you may not see that much, but it is already 3D. I'm going to put this aside now. I don't need my foam any longer. And now, it's going to be almost, not the most difficult, but what is going to take you more time is to think how you're going to decorate it. So usually what I've done before is I put my first layer, I glue it directly down, or you can use, again, some foam tape to put it there to make it, that's what I'm going to do. See, I'm changing things, and it's okay. You have the right to change your mind. So my first layer is going to be directly on the paper. I'm just going to use a little bit of foam to make it even more dimensional. Let me put it this way. And I'm going to cut this one in two. I normally already have pre-cut little squares, but I don't have them right now on my table, so I'm doing with this. It's going to be just fine. And I make my own usually. This one, no, I bought it, but now I'm making my own in different colors. So I think this one, I'm going to put it there. So I'm already having another dimension on top of my dimension. And then because I have all these folds, I'm going to use these folds to glue down. And this time I'm not going to use my liquid glue. I'm going to use the hot glue to come, and I've done all these scorings already with my dies. Different colors of plants, different sizes, different shapes, a lot of flowers that I already put together that I'm going to use, different materials. You're going to be happy because you're going to be able, whatever you want here, to really decorate it. And you want to hide it, you can hide it. You still see this through depending on how you look at it, but I want something facing, you know, coming upwards a little bit. So I'm putting some hot glue, and I'm using hot glue just because I want this to dry very quickly and be sturdy enough as well. I'm just going to put it on the sides here where I need it. More on this side, actually. I got mixed up. I'm going to take this one away. Hold on. Doing it off camera. Sorry. Right, taking away the glue strings. And I'm going to put it there. Inside there. So I'm not covering completely my design underneath. I'm just coming on top because I can still see through, because I've used something that is not too big, like this one has more coverage. This one has more see-through. So that's really nice. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And it's stuck in there with the hot glue. It dries fast. It's in there. It's good. I'm going to put some more. So I've got this one as well. And that I'm going to put on top too. And I have different layers here that I can use. So I can put this one really on the front. Oh, I took the glue off too soon. And for this, I would use, for the decorations, I shouldn't have moved. I would use cardstock for this, really. It's much better. It has, you know, more, it keeps the shape. If your paper is too flimsy, it's going to tend to go down, because I'm going to put some flowers on top of my greenery here. Just putting it, okay, I think it's good now. And I'm going to choose another another layer, maybe this one or a lighter one. It's darker in the background, which is, I like this one. And I'm gonna put this one maybe on top too, or just in the middle. I'm gonna put this one in the middle actually. I'm looking where I need to put the glue, more specifically on the bottom. You could go more on the sides, of course, if you wanted to. And I'm gonna put this one here. And again, the darker in the background so you can still see it. And this one is darker, but I'm going to make it look like it's smaller, and I'm going to put it on front. Yes. But first, let me see. I want to start putting some little flowers there. So I already made little flowers like this. With my leftovers, I've punched, because when I cut this, I had some leftovers, so I used that to punch some little flowers that I already put together. I think they're a bit big, actually. A bit too big. And I also have these fabric flowers, paper flowers. I might use these paper flowers. I'm going to use these heavy-duty scissors to cut that, and I'm going to put this one like I did on the other card underneath. It's going to give me more dimension, even more dimension. So I'm going to use this one, hot glue. I'm going to put it there underneath, and see, this piece is going to go there. You can still see the flower, but it's not going to cover the whole flower, but there's some weight on there, so that's cool. And I also have these little, these are for jewelry making, these tiny little acrylic flowers, and I'm going to use them. You can mix and match absolutely whatever you want to make it look nice. Whoops, it's down there. Let me go and get it. Might change. I might put something there. Let's see, is this? I'm not sure. Too light. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this one here. Okay. Let me grab this tiny flower. Might zoom a little bit. Sorry about this. All right. Am I in frame? Yes. A little bit of hot glue. And I'm going to put this one just right here. And I will probably put later a little bead inside to make it pop out. I have a butterfly there. Actually, that has color on both sides. So I'm going to fold it in half, like so, and this one is even more colorful. Yeah, I might put this little baby here. Yeah, there's so many ways. I don't want to rush this video, but I want to make it too long either. So it's opened. See that? In real life, it looks so darn cute. And I'm going to put one of these flowers just there. Another one in different color. Tiny bit of glue. Put it here. Oops. Glue string. And I'll put a bead inside. And I have that fabric one, a bright color that I think I'm going to put this just there. And I haven't used any of my paper flowers that I made, but that's okay. And I'm probably going to use one of these. You know, you usually use these when you make flowers, paper flowers. You can use these little things. I'm going to put it somewhere in here as well. Probably, yeah, I'm going to put them there. I'm going to stay kind of in the color, the orangey color. Dab of blue. And hide it. So I'll really have different levels there. Look at that. It's getting quite busy. I could put a little bit more around here. What about this flower I have here? I don't think it's bright enough. Maybe this one. Maybe this one, I could put this one there. I'm gonna scrunch it a little bit. I love making, you know, when there's a movie on TV or when the weather is not so nice, I think it's too big. I'm gonna make another one. So I have this tiny flower here. All right, tiny flower. All right, I'm gonna use another. So I usually, when the weather is not nice outside, I usually take my punch and start making little flowers like this. And then I'll have them ready whenever I need them. Yeah, I think it's not bad. So I'm just gonna use my hot glue for this because it's gonna be, the blob is gonna be too big. I'm gonna put that inside here. Yep. Okay. And just one there. Yeah, I kind of like it. And I might use a little bling to put inside. And I'm going to use some pink. Whoops. Why not using pink? And maybe a little bling in that one as well. I'm totally improvising today. Hold on, buddy. I will have the last word. There you go. Oh, much better. Oh, I'm sorry. I was totally off camera. So I put the little flower just made there. I put a little bling in here. And I'm going to put another one there. I'm going to use a brighter color. And just stick it in here. Whoops. There you go. So my little flowers look much better. And this one is separating, probably because I cut it previously. I'm going to put it back together. All right, good. I think I'm going to call it good. You can, of course, decorate it as much or as little. You still have room here, some space to maybe put a sentiment here, happy birthday, or thinking of you, or just for you, something small. But it still looks so cute. And look at all this dimension. Really. In real life, you should give it a try because in real life, it looks so great, so dimensional. And of course, you could use the theme of your choice, like beachy themes I was saying before. Okay, and I still can close it. I could go and put much more. I think it's going to be just fun. I don't want to hide too much what is in there. And now I'm going to use a ribbon. If I had put another piece of paper on top, I would have put my ribbon in sandwich, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something even more simple. Let me kind of go back a little bit. There you go, and clean up my space. I'm gonna take some ribbon here, and I'm gonna take a pink ribbon. I'm gonna work directly on the spool actually. Let me see how much I need. I want to have plenty to make my bow. I think that's going to be just fine. A bit longer. I prefer to cut it a bit longer than too short. And now you can either use liquid glue or you can use double-sided tape, and I'm going to use my double-sided tape because I think it works much better and it's quicker, because sometimes when you use liquid glue on ribbon, what it tends to do is that it tends to make marks, you know, like watermarks, and it doesn't look nice. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm just using my paper clips to see exactly to where I need to put my glue or my tape. I'm going to do the same thing on the back, and it's going to be up to here, something like that. Maybe a little shorter. There you go. All right, and I'm going to use just my ATG gun for this, and I'm going to do it on this paper because it's not so sticky. And also I'm going to use this because it's about 1/4 of an inch wide, which is about the same size as my ribbon, which is absolutely perfect. I'm still too close, so let me do this. You will maybe not see it from start to finish, but I'm going to try and do my best. And you won't see it. If you have a thicker or a wider, not thicker, but a wider double-sided tape, that won't work for you. But if you do have an ATG gun, the pink one, usually the ATG one, the pink one, is what most people have. Okay, so this is going to be my front part. I'm going to try to center it. There's maybe a little bit here missing. It's okay. I'm not going to press down too much. I think I'm kind of centered. Yeah. All right. Do the same thing here. I'm going to take that one off. Oh, I need to put that in. I went off a little bit. You may not going to see that, but I can see it. Okay. And again. And I need to come back where the other one starts. And there you go. Not bad, not too bad at all. And if there's a little bit missing, like here, there's a little, I can use a little bit of glue here, just at the end. And if I see through it, because I don't know how this ribbon, you see right now, because it's still, you can see the little spot there, which I don't want to have all over the place. If it's not nice, I'll put a little button. But I need to see how it's going to look when it's dry. But this is why I want to avoid all along the place. And now we're going to use our flower. Remember we made a flower? Well, we're going to put it now. And I don't mind seeing the ribbon, honestly. It could have been wider, but I don't have the one in pink. So that's perfect. Glue. And there you go. And I have enough space there to make a nice bow. I don't do it that way, I do it that way. Why do I want to change today? There you go, a nice little bow. You could make 2 colors if you wanted to. You could also round the corners. I think that would be nice to round the corners because it avoids wear and tear, you know, when you do that. Oh yeah, that would be a nice idea. Oh, and I forgot the pocket inside. So let's take our piece of paper. So here I've got a scrap piece of paper that I've cut onto an angle, and what I'm going to do here is just put some glue on that side, and glue it on. Oop, I've got a little bit of glue there. And you know what? I'm gonna make something maybe a little bit nicer. I'm gonna take some Decorative scissors. Hold on a second. Oops, I'm sorry, I forgot to put back the camera on. So I use these Decorative scissors and I just cut off my paper so it's a little nicer. You could put a ribbon. I think I will put more embellishments. And now I'm just gonna glue it down. Since it's thick, it's heavy paper, I'm not worried about buckling. And I'm trying to put it at the same level at this piece here. I'm gonna take this glue because I moved, taking it out. I like when things look nice. There you go. And yes, I am going to put some embellishments here, some flowers. I think it needs something. Yes, it does. Too big, too bold. Few flowers here and there. Maybe a little greenery. Still have some there. Why not? You could put again, you could stamp something on it. And another one around here, why not? I'm going very quickly here, but you could really do whatever you like. And I'm gonna cut this one and do it like this. Oh, I don't even have to cut it actually. Nope, good. This one looks like seaweed. Funny one. It is actually some die sets about seaweeds. And there you go, done in minutes for this part at least. So here you have it. I'm not going to close it shut right now because this is not dry. And I might put a little flower here too, I think. It needs a little something maybe here. But what do you think? Please tell me, what do you think? Just for the flower, starting there, do you like it best when it's facing up or when it's facing down? You've got two choices here. And again, I chose it bold in just two colors because the background is quite busy. And you've got this decoration here. You've got this one here, which is a little different. Maybe there was less. It's about the same, just look different. And this one, which is really less, like more minimalist, which is not bad either. I like that one as well. I think I like all of them. These are almost the same. And the only difference here is I didn't put anything there. My paper is shorter. And I just used another border here to make like a border to my to this paper in order to put a note card inside or a gift card. There you go. I'm not doing anything on the back. I don't think it's worth it, but you can keep this open as well. It's nice. You could put a family picture in here. Why not? And a little happy birthday tag in the middle as well. So please, if you like this video, give me some thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. That's really important because you get notifications whenever I post a new video. And for the newbies, I post in English and in French. Usually it's always English first, then the next day it's French. So if you see a French video, don't worry, just delete it. It's not a mistake. It's just me doing it in French. There's no way I can divide the both. And also please share on social medias, and don't forget I have a Facebook page. I haven't been there for a while. I'm very late in posting my videos, but I do answer and I will answer very soon. And if you have any comment or any questions, please leave them below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Take care and see you soon.